Well, the beginning of this particular album that we're speaking about now really was gleaned from the success that we had after the Black Sabbath The Dio Years album, and then after a tour, the first tour that we decided to do, which just went so well for us, and the people that we played for were quite adamant about, you're not going to stop now, are you?
Well, we always said that we were just going to get together, do the 3 original songs for the Best Of album, and then it created such interest that like, the month turned into 10 months of touring.
I think musically we all enjoyed it so much. The band just really came together and started playing fantastic.
We've enjoyed playing, we've enjoyed doing the shows. It's been really great fun. That it seemed an obvious thing to go and do an album.
We took everything one step at a time and talked very briefly about, well, do you think maybe we should do another tour? So that's where that came from. We hadn't even planned an album at that point, so we did yet another tour.
And at the end of that, we thought, well, we're still getting on well together. We haven't killed each other yet.
And then it became like, well, maybe we should do an album, you know.
And we all, looked at each other and said, okay.
Just close your eyes. You're on a caravan to Superman. Sweet home infection. He can kill you with a smile.
We started writing the tracks for this album before the Metal Masters tour. The idea on this time was for everybody to put something down on a CD, their ideas, what they'd got, and we'd throw them into the pot and have a look and see what's worth working on and what's not.
It's very much a band rather than one person going off to write the stuff and then saying this is what you got to do. We still write the music as a band.
Everything that we have done to make this next project of ours come alive was very, very easy, surprisingly easy. I don't know if easy is a very good adjective for all this, because there were moments of when you have to really think about creating something. In Tony's case, riffs. In my case, melodies and lyrics. Sure, that sometimes can be difficult, but we were very well prepared this time.
The album came together, dare I say it, fairly quick, It wasn't difficult at all.
I think it's been quite an easy record to make, going by past projects that we've been involved with. I think we took our time with it this time and just let the music sort of come out naturally.
Take our number, come and join the line. Here's where you will find your rock and roll angel.
The whole process of writing has taken us probably about 15 or 16 weeks. We got on a roll and we're doing probably one track per day.
Yeah, I think we've picked up from Dehumanizer where Dehumanizer left off. We've still maintained the heavy aspects of the band, kept it basic. We haven't inundated it with keyboards or anything. So it's mainly just down to just 3-piece drums, bass, guitar, and Ronnie singing, with a little bit of keyboards here and there.
As far as it being a continuation of Dehumanizer, it certainly isn't in its entirety. But there are many Dehumanizer moments. But there are other moments too. There are probably Heaven and Hell moments, and there are probably Mob Rules moments as well.
Dehumanizer's been quite a, it was clouded over when we done it, because it was probably the wrong time when we did it, and our sort of music wasn't, lost a bit of popularity, I suppose. But suddenly it's come back, and Certainly on the last tour, we noticed a lot of people asking for tracks off the Dehumanizer album.
This record's probably not as dark as Dehumanizer. Some of it is, some of it isn't. I would say maybe it's still awfully heavy, and it's got a lot of melodic overtones to it. But I think it's a little bit more modern sounding, you know, a little bit more polished. And there's some great vocal melodies and just real heavy, cool riffs.
She made the night, but the dark's alright, and his heart became the hunter.
Well, we came back to Rockfield, really, because, well, for a start, everybody can have their own space. There's all individual chalets here. We can all stay in those.
This is our second time at Rockfield. We did Dehumanizer here, 1991 or 92, and now, all these years later, we're here recording this album. It's a great place. It's got so much history to it, and it just got a vibe about it, you know? I mean, I guess there's so many people that recorded here. It's just incredible.
We needed a place where we could all stay together, which is getting rarer and rarer to find these days. A lot of the live-in accommodation studios seem to be going out of existence. As we were recording them, we were all here to listen to all the parts and everything, and you know, everybody could give their approval.
I thought we were actually going to do some stuff at my house, but we thought it's best to go somewhere different, and so this was the ideal place to come back again. You know, we've been here many times. You know, it's worked good. And there's also a pub down the road where the others go.
I can't remember anything about last night. Yeah, we were having a office Christmas party, and Ronnie just says what we're going to call the album. So if you've got any ideas about calling the album, and we just came up with all these silly ideas that I can't remember now. I think one was Villa/Yankees or something.
We had a couple of bottles of really strong cider last night, and we started chucking some about, and they were certainly not the titles we were going to use. I think one was Hemorrhoids.
Oh yeah, Preparation H&H.
That, of course, is not going to be used, but you know, it was the cider talking. We had lots of laughs. Anything to do with the Villa will be perfectly okay with Geezer. And so I told him, you can't just call it the Villa. It has to be called Villa/Yankees, because that's my team in America, my baseball team. And he loved that one. That's it. And then another bottle, and nah, that's pretty horrible.
She makes her way to the door forbidden. Tomorrow she'll say that she did not really go there. To Neverwhere. Neverwhere.
As far as the album production, we're all involved, really, as far as doing our own things. You know, Geezer will listen to his bass and make sure he likes his bass. Ronnie with his vocals, me with guitar. So it's all a joint effort, really. Vinny with his drums.
I think at the end of the day, we are the producers of ourselves. We know so well what the bass is supposed to be like and what the guitar is supposed to be like, and et cetera, that when you have these wonderful tools, you know, you can do it yourself. And we have generally done it ourselves.
Instead of somebody overall saying, you know, this is what sound I want to get, I think we've all been doing it long enough to know what sort of sound each of us want, and you know, and how these tracks should sound. You know.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that we do when we're writing this stuff is to make sure that the album isn't just one track, 60 minutes long. You know, we do like to put, if we write a fast one, then we think, well, the next one's got to be medium or slow. And that's the way we approach things.
As you're doing tracks, as you're doing songs, they take on a new life, or take on a different life as you're going along. And so one that you think, well, I'm not sure about that, quite as not my favourite, at the end of the day can end up a favourite, you know, because you you sort of, by the time you've recorded it and by the time you've fettled it up and done little bits to it and the vocals go on and stuff, the things take a new shape, you know. So I always wait until late until I say which is sort of a favourite track.
Someone said there's a lost horizon. We must find our way to the throne. Take his gold and the bed that he lies on. No mercy from hearts made of stone.
Sorry, I fucked the last two lines.